So in my last video, I went over the survival game I'm most excited for in 2024, which is Nightingale. In a small part of that video, I went over the realm system, which I think is one of the most unique systems in any survival game, but it was only a small part in that video, a small overview. But in this video, I want to go over all the information I could find for the realm system. Now, Nightingale has a lot of the systems you would expect from a typical survival game. You can go out and harvest trees and ores, you can kill creatures and harvest them for even more resources, and then you can take all those resources, build yourself up any base you want, and then build a multitude of different crafting stations to be able to craft yourself new gear, new consumables, new weapons that you can also then take out and defeat different creatures or different bosses. But one of the biggest and most unique systems of Nightingale is the realm system. And the realm system is the main way you'll go about exploring the entirety of the world of Nightingale. This means going to different biomes, finding different creatures, going into different dungeons or different caves, getting higher tier resources, and just exploring new areas of the world. All of this is going to be done through the realm system. Now, the first stage of the realm system is finding an arcane portal. These are going to be these big gateways with a machine in front of them that when you have the resources you need, you can then use this machine to open up a portal to another world. But the way you open up these portals and how they're actually being designed to work is why this system is so unique. Now, an important element of this realm system is that they are going to be procedurally generated. So that means they're going to have some random elements, and you're never going to go to a realm that's the exact same as another realm. Now, this is going to add a ton of replayability because even if you say go to a realm where it's a forest biome, you could go into a bunch of different forest biome realms and they could all be substantially different to each other. They could be completely different layouts even though it's the same biome. They could have completely different enemies. They could have completely different resources. One may have this big dungeon in it. One may have a massive apex creature world boss in it. One may have some different quests in it. And one may be completely peaceful but have a ton of resources in it. So at a base, these are going to have a lot of replayability because they're procedural. But the next part of the system allows you to, in some ways, control that procedural generation. And realm cards are what you're going to be using on this machine in front of the portal to generate these different realms. And these realm cards come in three different types. They come in bio realm cards, major realm cards, and minor realm cards. And the biome realm card is pretty simple. You choose a different biome, and that's going to be the biome you're going into. Now, when Nightingale releases into early access, there's going to be three biome cards. There's going to be forests, swamps, and deserts. So when you put that in, you're going to go to one of those biomes. And the developers did also mention that this is one of the main ways that they're going to expand upon the system further in development when going through early access and then even past the game's official release. So new biomes are going to be a pretty big part of this system in the future. And it seems to be that you need at least a biome card to generate a new realm. So at a base, you just choose a biome card and that can generate you a procedural realm, but then you wouldn't really have control on any of the other elements. That's where something like minor or major cards come into play, because these can substantially change a bunch of different elements in the realm you're going to be generating. So major cards are going to change major things about the realm. This could add in a world boss to that realm. This could change the resources of that realm. This can make the realm much more difficult, or you could even change or add different scenarios into that realm. Maybe if you had a specific realm card, there would be some quest giver there that wants to give you a pretty important quest within this new procedurally generated realm. So major realm cards are going to allow you to have a big impact on major features within that realm. And then you have minor realms, which are going to allow you to more fine-tune these new worlds you're going into. So you could say, change the weather. Maybe if you don't want to play at nighttime, you can make it always daytime. Or maybe you do want to play at nighttime, you could make it always nighttime. And then you could change things like what resources are in that realm, what difficulty that realm actually is. So higher difficulty realms, you're going to be able to get higher tier resources to be able to craft better armor or better weapons or maybe even higher tier realm cards. And we don't know all of the specifics for which different thing is going to be allocated to a minor or major card, but all of these different options I went over are going to be things you're able to control. And you're also going to be able to use more than one minor or major card. We've even seen some footage where they're stacking multiple of each one of these types of cards to get much higher tier realms and to give you even more control at crafting this realm you want to go into. Now, you're probably only going to be able to use one biome card, but minor and major cards you'll be able to stack up as you get later into the game. Now, a pretty big element with this realm system is that when you close the portal to one of these realms, that specific realm is gone forever. You will be able to use the same cards in the same combination, but because they're procedurally generated, you'll never go to the exact same realm. You'll open up a new realm that can be very similar, but it won't be the exact same. But as this is a survival crafting game where you're going to want to build out an elaborate base and even build out big community settlements with other players, having a realm that's going to always be closing is not something that most people would want. You're able to choose a respite realm that is a permanent realm. So normal realms you're going into to fight enemies, do quests, get resources, and then you close them, those are gone forever. But that realm you choose as a respite realm is permanent, and that is the realm you're going to go into. You're going to build your base in. If you're playing with other players, you're going to build maybe your big settlements or communities in, and that's going to be your main base of operations. And because of how this realm system works, you're able to have a lot of control on what you want your respite realm to be. Maybe you want a really peaceful desert realm to make your base in with higher tier resources and almost no enemies. If you get the realm cards from throughout the game and you get the resources to craft them, you can do that and generate yourself that realm and make it your respite realm. Or maybe you want a forest realm that's super dangerous, has an apex creature boss roaming around, and you want to make that your respite realm. You can do that as well. And this gets even more interesting when you add in multiplayer elements, because Nightingale is going to be a kind of shared world game. You and your friends can actually make the same realm a respite realm. So if you and 5 other friends want to all build your bases in one realm, you could all set it as your respite realm, and then you can just all build your permanent bases together in there. Or if you and your friends want to make your respite realm on different realms, you could do that as well. I'm sure there's actually going to be some pretty min-maxy elements to having a group of players and all of you having your respite realms with different resources and different elements to them, so you can just go visit each other very easily to quickly go to those different resources. And this also plays into how the servers of Nightingale are going to work, because there's going to be no private or community hosted servers when Nightingale launches, but these respite realms you choose are going to be developer hosted. So if you choose a respite realm and that's only your respite realm and you go offline, other people can still go in that respite realm. Like if you turn that realm to be a public realm, other players could go into that realm even if you're logged off, and your friends will presumably be able to visit that realm even when you're offline as well, potentially through a different setting change. And I think this is actually a really good way to go about it, especially on launch, because I think we've all played survival games where nobody wants to go pay monthly to rent a server for you and a few friends, so one person hosts it and then that person goes offline and you still want to play and progress, but you can't because that server is down because that person is hosting it. But in Nightingale, you're not going to have those issues. When someone gets offline, you can still go play in the same realm and keep progressing with no difficulties. And one of my favorite parts about the realm system is how it ties itself into your overall progression in Nightingale, because you're not going to start with all of the different realm cards you want. You'll have to go earn and unlock the ability to craft all of these different realm cards. Presumably all the biome cards you'll probably have, because those are kind of the base, but all of these minor and major cards, you're going to have to go do different objectives out in the world or different pieces of content to unlock the ability to craft that card. Then you're going to need to get the resources to be able to craft that card, and then presumably it's going to be consumed when you go and open up that realm. And like I mentioned, you can stack multiple minor and major cards to get different elements out of that realm you just opened up. So maybe there's some really cool minor or major cards but you have to go defeat a really hard boss to unlock one you've been looking for. And then, like mentioned, they're also going to take different resources to craft them, and they're probably going to take higher and higher resources as you get into more specialized or more unique realm cards. So the system of actually obtaining and crafting these cards is going to be tied in to pretty much all of the progression you're making throughout the game, which is also going to kind of feed back into itself, because as you say, get more endgame realm cards and can craft more realm cards, you can then stack more and more of them, which will then open up higher and higher tier realms. So I think it's going to make for a really satisfying progression system. But that's pretty much all the information we have on the realm system and realm cards in Nightingale. And like I mentioned, this is one of the most unique systems in any survival game, and I think this is a really cool way to add in procedurally generated play spaces into your game, but still allow players to have some control in how these play spaces are created and give them control of how they're going to go through the game, what areas they're going to progress in, and even allowing them to basically customize their home realm to give them even more customization on creating their bases. But that's all I wanted to go over, so thanks for watching.